Welcome to Story Time with Redbeard and Tinsel. So I'm going to tell you a story. This is a glass half full kind of story. This is where you need to find your joys in all things. You can either see it as bad or you can see it as good. I say you should always turn it around and look at the bright side of it, but this is a great story, a good example of what that is, and it was about my Jeep Wrangler 20 years ago. It was me and my wife and my cousin, and I only had a hard top for it. I didn't have a soft top yet, and we were wanting to take it out. It was a day just like today, no cloud in the sky. It was gorgeous. There was nothing in their forecast that I could remember. I mean, back in 2005, there wasn't no smartphone, so we didn't have an app for telling the weather. And we had a 45-minute drive. We were heading towards Jackson, Michigan, and it was about a 50-minute drive. So we took the top off like we normally would do, leave it in the ground or leave it on the ground, and took off with our Jeep and enjoying the day. And the closer I got to Jackson, it was on 127, if you're familiar with the area, going north from US 12. And I noticed off to the left, which would have been the west side, a nasty storm was heading our way. I mean, it was bad. Very dark. And it was one of those, like, it goes from, like, states below all the way up to the UP. It was long. It was definitely going to hit us. It wasn't like a spotty rain cloud. And so I knew, I was trying to think of where could I go? What could I do? I can't go back home. It's too far away. Michigan Ave, there's a Meijer there, and right across the street from Meijer is a big Speedway gas station with a big awning. It's like a big square awning, so there's plenty of room to get in and make shelter. We just got in there. We're beelining it to there, getting underneath it as quickly as possible. It just started to sprinkle, and we parked, like, if you can picture, like, the center of the awning being the store, Speedway, and the awning probably, I don't know, 20, 30 feet in all directions. So we were underneath it, right in the center, next to the wall on the east side of the building. So as the storm's coming through and blowing, we figured you ain't going to get much better than that unless you're in, like, one of those car washes that face north and south. So we went inside, and it started downpouring. We just made it. We were there for, I'm not kidding, at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It rained so hard. It was the hardest rain, the biggest storm that we had that summer. I don't remember the month. I don't remember the day. I just remember the Jeep Wrangler, 3 of us, where we were, and that it was raining. Unfortunate circumstances can definitely leave a big dent in the memory bank. And that's how I remember it so much, because it was just so different. And of all of our trips, that was the most different with that Jeep. I got some good memories with it, but that was the one that could definitely have ruined my day if I would have let it. And none of us. What are you doing, dude? Oh, you're turning with no turning signal. Got it. Got to fix that, dude.
Oh.
Interesting. All right, that was, what was I at? So we had sheets of rain. It was coming down sideways, flash flooding. I believe there was even hail. It rained so hard and it was so windy that underneath the awning next to the building, our entire Jeep still got really, really wet. I mean, it was not drenched as if I left it out in the rain. I would have had to use the floor drains to drain out the water. But I didn't have to do that. And we're all inside. Yeah, we had a bunch of paper towels. We were inside hanging out. I don't even know. We might have even started stocking shelves. I don't remember. People would come in and they were like, "Is that your Jeep?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's our Jeep." And they're like, "Oh, all right, have fun." We're just like, "Yeah, we're making a memory." And sure enough, 20 years later, we still remember. All 3 of us still remember that memory easily.
We were laughing so hard.
Yeah. So it was. I remember back in the back of the parking lot where, like, there's a curb or whatever. You couldn't see the curb. I mean, the curbs are what, 6 inches or something like that. I don't know what the dimensions of those are, but we had enough. There was enough rain where I couldn't even see it. That's how much rain we got, and it was all within an hour. So anyway, it was lightening up, not lightning, but lighten it lightened up, whatever.
Oh, the rain lightened up, yeah.
Yeah, the rain lightened up, and we decided, well, it's sprinkling out. Do you want to still stay in here, or do you want to go? And we're like, well, the Jeep's wet. Let's just go and have some fun. So we took some paper towel, whatever we could find, and we dried up our Jeep the best we could. And then got in and continued on our journey. I don't know where we were going. I don't know what our goal was. Just to go to, maybe it was the Parlor. There was an ice cream shop in Jackson, I think is still there. We may have went to the Cascades. I don't know what we were doing, why we went to Jackson. That's just the place we picked, and that's where we went. The moral of the story, though, is that could have easily have ruined our day, and it didn't. It was very memorable, and we had a great time. We were laughing about it. I remember actually going to a stop sign or a stoplight, and there's two lanes, and a car to the left or the right would look at us as we're stopped next to each other, and they're just looking like, I bet you're having fun. And we're like, actually, we are having fun. And it's interesting because you park underneath a tree, and the tree's still wet, so it's still like, it feels like it's raining, but it's not really raining anymore. But yet it's you're still getting the leftovers from the branches, the leaves and stuff. Got to be careful around this curve. This is a dangerous one.
Ooh, yeah.
Just leaving Irish Hills. Yeah, and we got home. It was sunny like this the rest of the day, I think. And like I said, we still remember that. All of us still remember that day. And we find it to be just kind of laughable. Like it's. What are you going to do? Be mad about it the rest of your life? You can just say, well, like today, I'm on a bike. Is it going to rain? It's not supposed to. It's supposed to be like this today. If it does, will it rain? Can it rain? What will happen if it does rain? I can almost guarantee you my day will not be ruined if it rains while I'm on the bike. In fact, every time I've been on the bike and it has rained, which it has multiple times, it's another memory. We always just laugh it off and have fun with it. Now, it does make for a stressful ride because, roads can be a little more slick and people aren't seeing you because there's, a lot of stuff going on. The visibility isn't the same. Speaking of visibility, I've never done it in the fog. That would be scary. I don't know if I'd want to ride in the fog. But if we're taking a road trip and you got to get somewhere, we might have to. But either way, I don't even know if that would ruin my day. I'm with my wife. We're on the bike. We're still riding. Hopefully we have the proper equipment. We currently do not yet. We just started doing longer trips this year. So before it was always like, well, we're only an hour away from home. There's no point in bringing rain gear. If it starts to rain, we just head back home and get home. We change our clothes. No big deal. We're going to start planning on, or at least I am. My wife wants to do it as well, where we're going to be gone for a day or two. And you don't want to be stuck, hours away from home and you're in your rain clothes or in your wet, saturated clothes all day long. So I don't know if I should have gotten gas there or not. I've still got some time. I want to be like the Incredibles. I still got time.
No, don't do that.
So
don't be late for your own wedding.
Oh, there's a antenna or something going on right there. So the moral of that story is simple. When life throws a curveball at you, when something that could be bad, as long as it's not catastrophic, is that the right word?
Good word.
Then it's okay to be okay about it. It's okay to be find happiness with it. I mean, rain on the bike would suck. A flat tire would definitely suck more because now I'm standing on the side of the road with a flat tire, which reminds me I got to get a kit just in case whenever that ever happens, if that ever happens. But that could ruin your day. That could be like, well, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm assuming if that ever happened to us, and if we're prepared, that won't ruin my day. If I'm not prepared, that could ruin my day. I don't know. I'll have to see what happens if that happened. I'm not going to say that's going to happen. I'm not wanting it to happen. So remember to find the joys in life, unless it's illegal. See ya.